do you think that the police have a reasonable argument that much of their work can be done from home, particularly admin?
I don't really think they do. I think it's yet another instance of the civil service, of the public servants, seeing themselves as a class apart from the rest of the nation and able to indulge themselves rather than working hard for us. Policing's a vocation, I think, rather like nursing, rather like medicine of all kinds, and as the civil service ought to be. It's something that you go into because you wish to be, and the clue's in the name, a servant of civic society. If you try and slack off, particularly given, say, knife crime in London, given how little burglary is prosecuted, given how little people feel that they're actually being protected by the police, I think the police really have to think again about the way that they're approaching their duty to the nation. It's not a question of whether or not they can be slightly more efficient when they're filling in paperwork, because, you know, the paperwork aspect of it should be a minor part of policing. It's a question of whether they are doing their duty by the nation, whether they're putting their backs into the work that they have chosen to do, and if they don't want to do that, maybe they should go and find other jobs that would allow them to slack off in this way.
Aisling, can cops justify working from home?
Well, no. I mean, are the criminals that they're trying to catch, do they work from home? I'm confused, because how do they intend to get them? How do they... I just really can't understand the reasoning behind this. And also, if they're detectives, they're saying the majority are detectives, they're going to need to bounce off ideas and speak to their colleagues about things, not just sit at home and make a tea and make another cup of tea and get sidetracked. I think it's ridiculous and that they should be in work. But I understand that maybe funding has something to do with this, maybe, but it's no excuse. I think, what are they going to do now? Arrest criminals via email next? I don't get it.
Rakib Ehsan, offering an alternative viewpoint, why don't police officers also deserve a work-life balance? They haven't had a pay rise in many years. And the argument from many police forces is that this is actually better from an admin point of view, because if you're at a laptop at home, you can get more done, there are fewer distractions, than doing work at a computer in a busy police station.
But the reality is, Mark, if you want to address neighbourhood crime, that means gathering crucial information on the ground, community intelligence, and it's very difficult to do that by working from home. And I think, very interestingly, you mentioned in your monologue that the police increasingly, they are almost policing social media platforms, what's being said there, but they're very reluctant to, in my view, fulfil their bread and butter responsibilities when it comes to tackling neighbourhood crime. You see the public figures in terms of public confidence in local police forces addressing crimes such as theft and burglary. They are depressingly low, and local police forces need to understand that their primary duty is to maximise public safety in local communities, and at the moment they are struggling to do that.